Hey everybody, Jason here. So when you're first learning to play guitar, there are two common complaints that most folks have. The first complaint is that it's painful and difficult to hold down the string on the fretboard hard enough to actually get the guitar to sound in a clear and consistent way. The second complaint is that your hand has difficulty stretching into the positions that you need to get your hand to go into in order to play the shapes and chords that you want and need to use to get through some of your favorite songs. So today I'm going to show you guys two very easy stretching and practicing techniques to get your hands to do what you want them to do and to sort of ease it up so that beginning guitar players can begin having a little bit more success in what they're doing. So first we're going to look at the issue of holding down the strings hard enough to play clear and concise notes. This can be something that will get better over time as your fingers toughen, but it can be very discouraging to new guitar players. And this is going to be a very easy technique that you can use to sort of practice that. So what we're going to do is very simply push down on any fret on the guitar. So I'm going to start on the 7th fret on the lowest string, and you're just going to push down as hard as you can and get that note to sound very clearly. So you see that if I don't play hard enough, I get this sort of buzzing, hissing noise, and when I push down nice and hard towards the very end of the actual fret near the metal bar, I get a nice clear sound. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to practice holding down each finger on each string until I can get everyone to sound clearly. So now we're going to use my ring finger and my pinky. So in this stretching technique, all you'll be doing is moving up and down the fretboard using each finger and making sure that every single note sounds very clearly before you move on to the next. So it looks something like this. With your pointer finger, you're going to push down. Then you're going to put down your middle finger on the next fret, your ring finger on the next fret, and finally your pinky on the final fret. And then you're going to go back down. Now this technique is very simple, but after we go up and down the entire fretboard, you'll see that it has a very useful way of training you to push down hard and firm on every single fret. So it looks something like this at full motion. We jump up to the next string, and at full speed, now, if you can get through that whole thing, having every single note be nice and clear, you've successfully learned to push down hard enough on the strings. So starting out, just focus on playing one string up and down until every single note sounds perfect. After that, you've sort of mastered it. Apply that same pressure to every song you play, and you'll never have any problems with string buzzing. The second common complaint that most people look at is how to stretch your hand out far enough in order to play a lot of chords. So this is going to be a little bit more difficult. It's going to be a little bit more uncomfortable to new players, but it's going to be a technique that will really help stretch out your hands and get you in shape to be able to play a lot of the songs. In this exercise, we'll focus on moving up and down the fretboard with an individual finger while maintaining one finger's position. So the first thing we'll do is hold down any fret on the guitar. I picked, again, the 7th string on the lowest E string. And I'm going to use my middle finger at first. So what we'll do is we'll go up and down the fretboard using just that finger to see as far as we can go. So the way this will work is I'll always return to this home note. We'll play this note first, then we're going to play the next fret with our middle finger. Then we're going to go back to our pointer finger. Then we're going to stretch our middle finger out to the next fret, return to the home note, and then finally the 3rd fret with our middle finger. We're going to go back to the home note and then walk back down. So at full speed it'd look like this. Now you're going to do this technique up and down the entire fretboard. Now, while that may not seem very difficult, once you get to the further up fingers, you'll start to feel a lot of tightness in your wrist, and that is actually the muscles in your wrist stretching out. So if I were going to skip all the way down to my pinky, this is what it would look like. With the pinky, you're going to want to go a little bit further, so as far high up at the fretboard as you can go. first, you won't be able to reach very far, but as you begin to get stronger with your grip, you'll see that you can get further and further down the fretboard without any problems. So using these two exercises, you'll begin to train your hands to be able to move more fluidly up the guitar so that you can play more musically and have a little bit of an easier time playing the songs you love. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Your shoes left in the